should follow Mr. Front Row and use a ruler. Plotting y against x, showing an initial budget constraint that looks like that. M discounted by p x0, M discounted by p y. I'm going to show an indifference curve, but because it might be given or inferior, I won't show it all. I'll just imagine a path with an indifference curve coming down, being tangential there, and looking like that. So that's U0, because I don't want to show indifference curves intersecting. So there's alpha, there's Y0, there's X0. Then imagine the price of X falls. The price of X falls. M over P X1. As a result, the individual will end up on a higher indifference curve. Okay, let's put everything on one diagram now. Everything we've looked at this morning. First of all, let's check for the normality of good X. So I need the substitution effect. Take a line down there. There's my income compensation line. That shows me gamma, shows me the theoretical amount of X that would have been consumed, X star, and Y. Mr. Frunklin has got me into using a ruler now. Y star. I mean, I do like rulers. I do want you to use a ruler in the exam. It's just in lectures, I don't want to waste time with them. Okay, so there's my substitution effect. There's my substitution effect. Now, let's take a ruler. Dotted line across here. And here. And up here. And here. Okay, in order of what we've looked at. The normality of good X. A normal good is one where the income and substitution effects work in the same direction. Here's the substitution effect, which means if my final point of consumption lies anywhere to the right-hand side of where my finger is now, the income effect is enhancing the substitution effect so that X is a normal good. So if I end up here, X is normal. If I end up here, X is normal. And if I end up here, X is normal. But if my income effect works in the opposite direction, then I'm dealing with an inferior good. So if I end up here, X is inferior. And if it completely overwhelms the substitution effect, if I end up here, X is actually a given good. Reagan, what are we doing? Just listen, watch. Okay, that's the normality of good X. How about Y? Well, the price of Y hasn't changed, so I can't determine the normality of Y with respect to income and substitution effects. But I can by thinking about basic income elasticity of demand. If my income goes up and I buy more of something, it's normal. But I must look at this compared to Y star, because Y star is what I would have done if my real income hadn't changed, but I'd faced the new price ratio. So, if at the end of the day I have more Y's than Y star, anywhere above that line, Y is a normal good. But if I end up having fewer Y's than Y star, if I'm down here, that means it's displaying negative real income elasticity of demand, so Y would be an inferior good. Okay, cross-price elasticity of demand. If I end up buying more of both goods, so I need to look at alpha, if I end up buying more of both goods, then the goods are complements. If I end up buying more of both goods, so here's my initial bundle, if I end up anywhere here, buying more X's, buying more Y's than before. So if I end up here, the goods are complements. And if I end up here, the goods are complements. But if I end up anywhere else, the goods are substitutes. finally, the price elasticity of good X. If I end up spending more money than I used to on X, it's price elastic. That will happen if I buy fewer Ys than I used to. So if I end up here, X is price elastic. Or here, X is price elastic. But if I end up spending less money on X than I used to, because I'm spending more on Y, in other words, I consume more than Y, then X is price inelastic. X is price inelastic. X is price inelastic. And now, maybe you can see a bit clearly with all that information there, how you can manipulate an exam question. Why are you photographing me?